Well, hello everyone. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Been having some OBS troubles. Hello everyone. Sorry I'm a little bit late. It's at least functional enough, so that's good. So today my plan is to take these budget decks that I just published and play them on the ladder a bit. Just show how to pilot them and maybe get a little bit more practice with them myself and make sure they are optimal. So I'm just going to go ahead and dive right into it, starting at the top of the list with my favorite general in faction. Well, I need to make sure that's still in the client. So for those that are watching, you can copy this code here, everything after the pound symbol, on this Bagum link here, and it will serve as an import code to be able to put it directly into the client, which is being slow and uncooperative. So you can paste that code here and import the deck, and it will put it right in for you, which is nice and handy. Budget. Immortal Vanguard is what that means. So, let's go give this a whirl. I'll do my best to try and explain it. Well, I suppose I could highlight the deck just a tiny bit first. So, basic idea is get a lot of small bodies down on the field, and then you can buff up Wraiths with Furiosa's effect, or you can, if you get a healthy amount of stuff on the field, you can Soul Shatter Pack to give it a big buff, and then Fira Chakram, that is huge. Like, every little tiny body becomes a massive threat, and then, some good old classics like Priestess and Shadow Dancer that add a lot of synergy to the deck. Let's see how this goes. I'll try to stay on the screen here.
You're still edible? Alright, thank you.
Past the average queue time, but oh, there we go. Right as estimated. That doesn't happen much for me. That's alright. Okay, so we're up against Magmar, which is a faction that is known for having AoE. Now, this general in particular doesn't tend to run a lot, but you still got to keep it in mind, because cards like Plasma Storm and Rebuke can be really hard on this type of deck. So it's a little early for Fira Chakram, however, it is a powerhouse for the deck. And if I have to choose between these two, I think I'm going to choose Chakram over Soul Shatter Pack. And especially this early on, I don't really need two of these win conditions in hand. I never like to replace cycles if I can avoid it. And what I really want to do is I want to find a good opening play, a 2-drop or a 3-drop. So I probably don't need hard removal this early on, so I'm going to keep one of my win conditions, and then I'm going to hold on to my cycles, because I can play those if I have to. And just they replace themselves, so you never really need them. Shadow Dancer is the deck's only source of healing, and I guess Sphere of Darkness can also bang, but Shadow Dancer is really good if you're up against more of an aggro deck, or if you know you're going to be facing artifacts. We shouldn't be having to deal with either of those right now, so we're going to toss that away. Okay, so that's the type of opening play you want to see. A good 2-drop, then you can throw it down. I'm putting it on the orb here, mostly just so he can't have it, and in case I want to play both of these. Often I will put it here, that way I have access to both of these globes, but in this case, I want that mana. So I'm going to use this Inkling Surge here to deny his access to this globe. He can't actually take it with this build unit since it takes a while to turn on. I did not find another play, so I now can either put the sphere on him for just a little bit of damage, or I can extra deny this globe for him. But I'm not too worried about him picking this globe up. I'm going to go ahead and just use the rest of my mana, dig through my deck, and push a little damage. I suppose I do need to pay attention to Twitch. Wish it had a... Oh, that's fine. I'll just check it intermittently. So I found another Soul Shatter, which, because this deck has all three of these, you have a lot of ways to cash in on your Swarm. And if you're worried about getting your field wiped, sometimes it's better to use them rather than try to save them. But in this case, it's just not worth it at the moment. We'll see. No, we shouldn't need this Shadow Dancer, that's for sure. Well, sometimes you have the option of using Shatterpack just as a source of removal. So if I wanted to. Or, what I think I'm going to do, because Fear of Chakram is so powerful, is I'm going to take this globe that we have access to, and I'm going to play this Fear of Chakram. Which gives Gloom Chaser, well, all of our minions Frenzy. And Frenzy is really cool because what it does is it attacks all things around it, but with how counterattacks work in this game, you want to pick something that isn't going to hurt it too bad. So since I have these nice 0 attack targets here, I'm going to go ahead and attack that, so he will survive and damage all of this. Unfortunately, that didn't matter so much on the Chrysalis Egg, because he's just going to hatch anyways, but it was mostly just a good punch. And we're going to back off, because we want to keep our artifact safe here. Furios is coming up right on the turn we get our Bloodborne spell, which is pretty ideal. Now, you can double Soul Shatterpack if you need to, but I'm back into a spot of probably wanting to build my field and trying to look for answers. I have my Demonic Lure, so once this thing, probably this turn, I'm probably going to whip it away. Oh, well, he's Timekeepering, so I was playing assuming I'd get the full build length, but sometimes you don't. But I can still Demonic Lure that away if I need to. And now that I have no field, there's little use in keeping multiples of these. I'm definitely going to replace one of them. Now you do need to be careful about pinning yourself into a corner, although I am trying to preserve my artifact, which if you get hit 3 times, it will break. So, let's see, I want to be doing this Crypto Furiosa combo, but that means I need 4 open spots around me. So what I'm going to do is going to play this Furiosa in a moderately safe spot. It will still likely die, but that's... Well, no, I need to stay out of melee range of that hole. Which puts me in an awkward position, because now I can't get... Well, yes, I can. Alright, I can still get full spawns. So, put the Furiosa down, use that, her effect kicks in, she gets a small buff. Now we place the photographer here to continue blocking the path, and do it again. Now we have a pretty nasty field here. And depending on what he's able to do, I mean, he may... It's unlikely he's running Plasma Storm since he's running a build deck, but it's still something you need to keep in mind. Luckily, thanks to a combination of Fear of Chakram and Furiosa, our stuff is actually out of Plasma Storm range. For the new players that don't know, Plasma Storm is a 5-mana Magmar card that destroys everything on the field with 3 or less attack. So now he is trying to figure out how to get past my giant wall of frenzy monsters here. Now another card that most Magmar decks run is Homeostatic Rebuke, and what that does is it makes everything on the field attack itself, and so its attack is higher than its health, it will die. Now, that card has an interesting reaction with Chalk Room, because Chalk Room gives things Frenzy. When a Frenzy minion attacks, even itself, it attacks all things around it, so Frenzy makes Homeostatic Rebuke a little awkward to play. Now, another card that Magmar has for AoE is Picantor Warbeast. But it's a 6-mana card, so it's not likely to pop out right now, but Magmar has ways to ramp things out sooner. And that is a 4 attack power card with Rush and Frenzy. So if he had it, he could put it here and kill all of this. But he appears to just be roping out his turn, sort of panicking at my scary deal here. Yes, unfortunate for him, but it happens. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Bloodtide Priestess, because she's a cool chick. Well, actually, I have a couple options here. I need to do some math. Well, I'm going to replace this Wraithling Swarm. Ooh. Okay, so 5, 9, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I can't quite get lethal, so instead of trying to do that, I'm just going to stick with this plan. I'm going to plop down a Bloodtide Priestess here. And I'm going to lure this away so it'll kill itself over there. And I'm going to come up here. I'm going to move these beforehand so that I don't lose my path when Bloodtide Priestess spawns her effect here. Full advantage of that frenzy effect, keeping both myself and Furiosa safe. Now, oftentimes you want to try to keep Bloodtide Priestess safe, but at the moment, we're more concerned about us. And there was a good chance she could have blocked herself off, but, you know, how she works is every time something dies, she summons a Wraithling in a random spot, and that's just how that works. But we're looking to be in a pretty good position right now. I mean, if he had a Picantor Warbeast, he could recover, because he could put it there and wipe all of this out. And he does! And so there wasn't a great way for us to play around that. Like, we could have put Priestess against the wall, that way she completely blocked herself off. That would have actually likely been the better plan, because if you can get Priestess completely walled off, nothing can get to her in melee. It's impossible. So I should have actually been more willing to sacrifice the Furiosa than the Bloodtide Priestess, but it's been a while since I've played with her, so I forgot about that old fun trick. But that's okay, we're still plenty ahead. I don't think I'm going to need this Soul Shatter pack here. Alright, looks like I'm just going to do some Wraithling spawns. I think I'm going to play a Shadow Dancer, though. Another card you usually try to play defensively, but in this case I'm going to put it right in his face, just because... well, just because. I'm trying to be the aggressor right now. So, and I'm also sort of, defending myself, my artifact a little bit here. So, I have pulled that out. She's got another Deathwatch effect that deals damage and heals. And if Furiosa is alive next turn, then we can combo this together for another massive Wraithling field. But he is not in the best of positions at the moment. He'd be in an even worse one if I was a little bit more conservative with Blood Priestess, but Well, I didn't, and that's okay. I'm very far ahead right now. Yes, very fat Wraithlings. Thanks for stopping by, Blob. Try to stay on this screen as much as possible. Usually I do window capture, but OBS has just been uncooperative lately. Now, he could break my chakram if he really wanted to, but that's just... This game is pretty much over right now. He's just doing his best to clear my field, which is good. Oh, okay, let's make some Wraithlings here. Oh man, let's make some nice fat... Alright, so if I come here, I get 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so here is the plan. Alright, so we'll play Furiosa down here, where he doesn't block any of our spawn, because I'm going to need 4 spots. So I'm going to pop that. And then I'm going to put a Cryptographer here. That way we force all the Wraithling spawns to be nice and close. And then I'm going to do another one here to limit his mobility. And yeah, those are some fat Wraithlings. Yeah. Homeostatic Rebuke would be unfortunate at the moment, but for him to do that, he would have to run away. But I'm going to replace this Chakram because at this point I need to find card advantage and a field regenerator if I get wiped hard here. Well, that will help on the card advantage front. Hey Arcadia, thanks for stopping by. I'm just playing my budget decks for the thread that I put out today. Should probably go ahead and post that in chat and on my feed, which is not here, but oh well. Back to the screen at hand. Wildebeest, fancy. That's no homeostatic rebuke. Short of rebuke, this game is pretty much over. Shadow Dancer too. Well, he did definitely do some cleanup there. Oh, but Wraithlings were too fat. Alright, so moving right along here to the next deck. Oop, wrong right there. Moving right along here, so that was the Swarm Lilith budget deck. And now we're going to move on to Magmar. Bath specifically. For the most part, all of these are the first general you have available. Oops. So this one, it's very mid-range focused. Bath being one of your main win conditions. You know, he just gets big and punches things, and then you've got Cryptographer and Replicant for good opening plays. He makes Bath bigger. Flash can be used to get early Sunsteals, which is really good since he won't actually take damage from it, or early Elucidators. And then we have the Rush package with Thumping Wave and Dire Tide Frenzy, packaged together with a bunch of control-oriented spells. Classic, fairly old-school archetype, very effective. Pretty easy to learn. somewhat long queue time, but we're not past the expected average wait yet. I very rarely get queued up on that, and it's likely because I tend to push ranks fairly high quickly inadvertently, and so my opponent pool is a little small. Alright, so Vitruvian, you tend, well, Xerix anyways, you tend to expect one of two things here. You tend to be expecting obelisks or their new deck, which is Lost in the Desert. Obelisks, to counter, we want to find Plasma Storm as it shuts it down hard. If it's Lost in the Desert, we want to be finding healing and trying to make sure we have some bodies to keep next to us. So for now, don't need these. Just don't need this stuff early on. Tigers are more of a finisher or used as emergency removal in combination with the buff, but it takes a while to have the mana to do that, and it's just a bit early for Dancing Blaze since we don't have Flash anyways. So we have our ideal opening play here. Okay, so now we've got stuff that we can use with Tiger if need be, but for the most part we're still going to be trying to dig for Plasma. Alright, so now that we know he's playing Obelisk, we're definitely digging for Plasma. So what I like to do as player 2 with Replicant is I'll play the first 2 Replicants and then replace the third one pretty much forever. I put Replicants in this deck just because it just needed a little bit of card advantage, and I'd rather get card advantage on a 2-drop if I can. So we're packed full of control, and Natural Selection's also pretty good against obelisks. Probably not going to need that flash. With this deck's a bit lower curve than Vath usually is, since this is budget, you don't have any of the preferred flash targets like Lava Lash or Canter, so that's more for really early game with the Sunsteals, that kind of stuff. But it can still be quite good in the right circumstance. So now we need to make some decisions. Right, so we're going to be replacing that flash. We really want to find a Plasma, because if we can find a Plasma, then we can just sort of back off here. Alright, so Dire-Tide Frenzy, Saberspine Tiger is a classic, but we can also get some use out of it on just any active minion. So that's also an option. I'd very much like to break this Dervish here, since it's the only thing that will survive Plasma Storm. So, got a couple options. We can get rid of the field buff, which is solid. Or I could Greater Fortitude the Replicant just to get rid of this Dervish. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold off to wait, see if I can find a Plasma Storm, and hold off till I can get a 6-mana Dire-Tide Frenzy, our budget Mercantor here. So that's the plan. Let's buff up this Replicant, remove this problem target, and I'm gonna go ahead and kill that Fireblaze, because that Fireblaze can cause problems. Be careful. I'm gonna go ahead and back all the way off just so that this Obelisk isn't likely to be spawning a Dervish that can reach me. And at this point I'm just stalling for mana and Plasma Storms. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. Delete the guide. It's just one deck. It's just one deck, Arcadia. Alright, so if you see Thunderhorn, that's a pretty good hint that you're playing a Lost in the Desert deck. So, alright, we are unfortunately still a mana short of doing our but here's what I plan to do. So I'm going to Thumping Wave this Thunderhorn and then Overload. That way I can kill the little thing that it gets turned into. But it's a bit early for these Earth Spheres since he's not seeming overly aggro-oriented, and I still really want to find a Plasma Storm for this matchup. But so yeah, there's the plan. I'm just gonna continue avoiding all of his stuff here, because if I can find a Plasma before he gets to me, I can really punish what he's doing. but I don't want to trap myself in a corner either, so I want to stay just out of range for as long as I can. Now, we are very vulnerable to Lost in the Desert with, how this deck works in general. But it hasn't happened yet, but it's likely to happen. But we'll see how it goes here. If we don't get Plasma Storm, then, we can rush Frenzy, we can budget Mechanter. Man, if we can find a Plasma, though. If we find a Plasma this turn, he's going to be punished so hard. Alright. We're going to go for the Elucidator Frenzy over the Tiger. Since I'm already down a Thumping, I'm going to go ahead and replace the Tiger, actually, because the Sunsteel is just a good card if I can't find the AoE that I need. But looks like we're just going to be frenzying it up here. Now I have the option of getting aggressive here, but there's a couple issues with that. A, the longer the game goes on, the scarier Vath gets. B, if I get any closer, I'm in risk of getting hit by these Dervish spawns. So I'm just going to keep trying to play it safe, keep trying to find a Plasma Storm. And the moment I find a Plasma Storm, then I can probably kick it over into offense mode. But, yeah, so right here's the best spot. If I'm in the corner, I'm at risk of getting trapped. But if I'm any closer in any direction, I'm at risk of getting dervished to death. So I'm just going to keep hanging tight for now. It's actually pretty statistically unlikely not to have found a Plasma Storm by now, considering I've thinned the deck and used every replacement available to me. But, statistics are fickle, and sometimes that's just how it happens. Okay. It does appear he's actually much more aggro-oriented than I can give him credit for. So, now I'm looking for two things. I'm looking for Earth Spheres and Plasma Storms. But this is not good luck for us today. Let's see. So, Sunsteel Defender is likely to get Blood of Air. We do want to get a little bit of pressure off of us, so I'm going to go ahead and play the Saber-Spined Tiger just to get a little of this pressure off. Now, maybe buffing it wasn't a good idea, but it's not. It'll be nice to have that body stick. Just that draws a little bit of attention. It doesn't get a free kill off of it on the obelisk, but it's in our favor when it spawns there. And I'm going to go ahead and remove what I can here, because if you leave stuff on the field for Vitruvian, they have a lot of ways to buff it up, so best to get rid of it when it's small. Unfortunately, we just haven't been finding what I'm 99% sure I put Plasma Storm in this deck. Yeah, there it is. It's right there. So, just bad luck. Hey, Black Waltz, thanks for stopping by. Dang, you got the good spawn on that Dervish. He's getting good luck, and we're getting some real bad luck. Well, that happened. I mean, bad luck happens, and you can't win them all. Normally, this matchup is heavily tilted in our favor, just for Plasma Storm's power alone, but we just haven't been able to find one of those. He's backing off. The reason he's backing off is because Vath is known for having Drogon, which is a card that can exponentially increase Vath's attack. This is a budget deck, so we don't have it, but you can very easily kill somebody at 17 health with Drogon and Cryptographer. And he's seen the Cryptographer. No, I don't think I played Cryptographer. Well, who decided? Alright, so wave out. Finally, it showed up before we died, so that's nice. However, my health is in no condition to go on the offense, so I need to run away and dig for Earth Spheres. That Plasma Storm is super late to the party, but at least it got here. We are going to be in recovery mode, but he's running out of resources, and you know, if we can find an Earth Sphere, we'll be in good shape. But we're just biding our time, because you know, the longer the game goes, the scarier Vath gets. And he has to respect Drogon's existence. If he tries to pull close and get aggressive on me, he's taking a big risk. He has no way of knowing that I have Drogon, and most Vath decks do have Drogon. I'm going to have to replace this Elucidator because I just am not going to be able to afford the health loss from it. Alright, so let's get rid of this, get a nice body block in front of us, and keep powering up. I am not going to play this Crypto, just because I may want to replace it, and it would be wasteful since I wouldn't be able to get its effect off. That's the last replicant in the deck, so it's an easy replace. There's the predictable blood of air. Really, if we can find an Earth, oh well, we are dead. Plasma Storm came super late. No Earth Spheres in sight. That happens. Normally, this is a matchup heavily in our favor, but bad luck happens. Maybe I'll play another game with the deck in a bit if the viewers want it. But for now, I'm just going to move on right along down the line here and move on to, well, we just lost to an Obelisk deck. Let's play one ourselves. He was much more aggro-oriented than this version is. This is much more mid-range, which is definitely how I prefer to run it. But yeah, alright, so the idea is Obelisks, yay! Obelisks and lots of Dervish synergy. Well, I don't know why Cryptographer's in here. He's a little bit of an odd choice. I may change him out, actually. I mean, he's not a bad choice, though, because, you know, he spawns a Dervish, so... Let me see if there's anything better. Like, we've got Blood of Air and Sand Swirl, so we're good for removal. Inner Oasis is, since we do have a lot of ways to, especially with Cryptographer, to make Dervishes, Inner Oasis can give the field a nice buff. This is a staple. This is staple for Obelisk, staple for Obelisk, staple for Obelisk, staple. Duskweaver doesn't see a lot of play, but I like the card, and especially since we're on a budget, it fits in nicely, provides card advantage, and gives you wishes. One of the wishes is particularly cool with Dervishes. Dunecaster's also pretty much a staple if you're a Dervish-focused deck. Let's see, we've got plenty of 2-drops, so we may not need that Cryptographer at all. But it does fit what we're doing pretty well here. Like it's good on a budget, and especially pairs with the Inner Oasis. And I don't know if there's anything in the common, rare, or basic category that I'd want to replace it with. We're quickly out of its mana range. And I think it's in here just because it's a good card, and it's exceptionally good on a budget. Alternatively, we could toss a dab of healing in here. That's not a bad option. Yes. No, I definitely prefer Cryptographer to Orb Reaver, but I don't really like Second Wish in a deck with this many temporary minions. Oh, Primus, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be Primus Fist. There we go. Thank you, sir. I'd probably found it. Yeah, somehow got lost in translation here. Okay, yeah, Primus Fist is very good with temp. Unlike Second Wish, which I don't like with temporary minions, Primus Fist is perfect with temporary minions. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And thanks to the script extenders I have a handy dandy upload button right here. So I'm going to make a quick edit to the thread while the game is queuing up. I hope it's saved. There we go. That's definitely, most likely, a very solid improvement here. Yeah. Somehow got lost in translation there. Long queue time. Inner Oasis is not the best synergy with this deck, because I mean it's not bad though. You know, pumping up your obelisk certainly works, but it's much better for a more swarmy Iron Dervish deck. But it works here, and it's great on a budget just because it's a good card. All right, so these guys are good openers. Probably not going to need that reassemble, at least not this early. Let's see, what do we want to be digging for? I mean, really, the deck is carried pretty hard by Fireblaze, so that's a high priority. So we always want to find more of those. But Duskweavers are really good early on. See, I think... Now, let's see if we can find ourselves another Fireblaze. We'll open with the Duskweaver and then second with a Fireblaze. Okay, we may actually open with a Lava Storm just because it has a fun globe deny trick. I'm going to replace one of the Falciuses. Okay, so we have the choice of putting it with the Lava Storm Obelisk. We want to put it to where we can deny this spring. So we can either play it defensively or aggressively. I'm going to opt for the aggressive. Well, this obelisk in particular only has 4 health, so being aggressive with it's a little bit more risky. So with that in mind, I'm actually going to play it a little bit farther back here. If I still had my reassemble, I'd probably play it forward, but with the Lava Storm being a little bit fragile, and the fact that I replaced reassemble, I'm going to play that one a bit more defensively here. Just because its zoning effect is very nice throughout the game. he's using that effect to his advantage, actually, because typically when you see a crystal wisp, you want to force your opponent to kill it, not because if you kill it, they get access to the ramp first. And unfortunately, he's disconnected. That's no fun. Oh, good, he's back. Never a fun way to. There's a good chance I'm actually up against one of my decks right now. It looks like one of my Ramp Banner deck called Final Destination, because not many people run Shivers other than me or people that are playing my deck. Alright, so. Decisions. Alright, so. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use the Dervish to give me access to this orb. I'm going to put the Obelisk against the wall here fairly aggressively so it can spawn fairly well, and I'm going to deny access to this road here. I like everything else in my hand right now. I don't like... It's good to have a Falcius when you need it. Fireblaze sort of carries the deck, and you want to avoid replacing First Wishes, well, just anything that cycles for the most part. Now, do remember we are playing against Faye, and her Bloodbound spell kills everything, well, does damage to everything in a row. So when it's going to come up, you do need to try to be careful to make sure you're not standing on top of something. For those that don't know, Shiver's effect does not work on counterattacks. I'm going to get rid of the Second Wish, just because, again, I'm not a huge fan of it in this particular deck. And I'd really like to be finding... Alright, this deck doesn't have the usual finishers. I just like to be defensive with the Lava Storm Obelisk, just... anyways, let me get my turn here. Well, Second Wish isn't bad. Alright, so, well, I know I'm going to go up and I'm going to kill the Shivers. I know that is happening. And I think I'm going to go ahead and... I don't really want to use a Falcius. Alright, let's get off... Alright, so I'm going to use my Iron Shroud before I move, that way I can avoid stepping where it is and play around her BBS. Thunderhorn is a concern here, but... oh well. I'm going to get aggressive, because I know this... she's playing ramp, she's playing late games. If you let her get to late game, you'll be in a bit of trouble. And right, so yeah, it was the Lava Storm Obelisk, so I played it in the back just for somewhat defensive effect, more so than the Dervish. Ooh, EMP, brutal, another hard counter to Obelisks. Yeah, this is almost certainly my deck here. Well, let me find out. I bet that's my deck. Alright, I don't want to Sand Swirl it because I don't want to play it again. At the same time, it does need to go away. So I want to find... well, I can kill it just with buff spamming, so I may do that. That's also a way to do it. Alright, so here's the plan. Let's go ahead and whisper it. Oh, ripped off. Whisper should have spawned from both of those, but it cancelled itself. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, I was counting on that last dervish to be able to kill it, but that's okay. I can still do it this way here. Oops, actually. Crap. I just missed my Celsius. This is not how I wanted things to go. Yes, I was counting on getting 2 Wind Dervishes out of that so that I could then play the Falcius. That did not go as planned. Oh, got EMP'd, got RNG screwed by Whisper, and now I'm getting Aspect Thunderhorn. Oh, man, that's a series of bad luck. Oh, that's brutal. You know, yeah, and Blob makes a fair point. I didn't know it could happen either. I honestly did not know it could. I had never ran into that. No, Blob makes a good point. The positioning of Lava Storm's pretty tricky, really. Alright, I know for a fact that he's running Spirit of the Wild, but I can't run away too far because of phase PBS. So first things first here, let's see where this Iron Dervish is going to spawn. And we can make some decisions based on that. Alright, well, let's give it a buff. Let's whisper it up. So, I'm trying to avoid dying to Spirit of the Wild Ghost Seraphim, but didn't really succeed there. Could have. I'm in a bit of a catch-22 now. If I run too far away, they'll just Warbird me to death. But if I stay any closer, then I can get spirited to death. So it's a little bit the tricky spot I'm in right now. So I'm just trying to put myself right in between there so that I have options, but this deck does not have any healing, so Falcius has got to go. Alright, let's go ahead and Fire Blaze, and buff everything up. Alright, now I'm pretty safe from Seraphim, because right here is where you'd have to put the Seraphim for it to get to me. So that's about as safe as I can be without just leaving the fray entirely. Probably going to just lose to Warbird spam or a second EMP, but yeah, can't win them all. You gotta do what you... Well, good to know. Learning experience for myself and everyone. Be careful with Wind Dervish spawns. Yeah, there's another EMP. At least I have the Blood of Heirs this time. I need to break this chain in case of Aspect Thunderhorn. It's already done it once, so it probably wouldn't happen again, but you gotta be careful. Now, I may be able to pull this game off, but that second EMP and Yes, if I had 9 more hit points, I'd be in really good shape right now. But alas, I do not. It looks like Faye has now forced my hand. Hold on. It's gotta be my deck. My hand is forced. I just have to go and engage as much as I don't want to. But I will die a horrible death if I do not. So let's I'm gonna go ahead and just reassemble. Just see if I can draw a better option here. I did not. Alright, let's see where the Iron Dervish spawns. Not well. And then I need to keep trying to not die to the ghost spirit play. So if I put it here, I'm pretty well protected from that. But I also, if she runs away, I'm also in a lot of trouble. It's pretty much a lose-lose. I think I need to just go full-on aggressive if I want any chance, because I only have 2 more turns before I just die to Warbird spam. Yes, I did. Thought it looked familiar. You caught me on budget day. Death by Warbird. I'm sorry, Wybot. I can't. Alright. For your benefit, I have closed Discord. Tell that to Jebby, who went and won like 4 tournaments with the deck. I've taken second a couple times with it, and taken number 2 on the ladder with Final Destination. Yours is good. Yours is good. Another EMP. Ah, boy. Well, I'm dead to Warbird unless I some like cobbled together game here, but alright. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, there's just no way. Well, okay, I guess there's. If I drew another. Well. Get wrecked by EMPs. I could have tried to manipulate the spawn a little bit, but it just didn't really matter, unfortunately. And I probably shouldn't have blocked my sand swirl there, but I'm pretty much giving up right now. Now, if I had 9 more hit points, because Whisper screwed me up, though. Yeah, I mean, there's the spirit ghost play I was being so careful about in the early game. But alright, well, in the future, I will be a little bit more careful with my Whisper. And that could have been a very different game had I not died to my own Whisper there. But hey, learning experience. Alright, well, let's move right along. Maybe I'll come back and play a game or two more with these after the fact. Alright, well, let's move on to this budget bond deck. Nice alliteration there. Well, don't think I'll have time to actually play extra games. I did something wrong. Oops. That's the problem. Got to be careful not to copy that little 1 at the end that doesn't belong there. So I'll go put it in and then delete it. There we are. I mean, and that happens. I mean, this is mostly just to give an example of how to pilot them and how to, play the matchups a little bit. You can't win them all. So, alright, the Bond deck's pretty straightforward. Put down minions with like 10 health, 9 health, 6 health, play Divine Bond, win. For that, you've got healing, some draw power, and some control, and some other little nifty tricks there on a budget. More very long queue times. If you want me to craft and play Stormkaji, you're going to have to subscribe, Arcadia.
Lionar versus Lionar.
Hey, up against somebody familiar. Of course, there's a lot of familiar faces. Alright, a bit early for EMP, although it is good in this matchup. Divine Bond's pretty important, so Healing Mystic is likely a detriment in this particular matchup. Got a good opening play, and I've got some stickiness to follow it up with. Alright, I'm going to open the Silverguard. I don't need the Windblade. I need to be looking for Sunblooms and other good early Divine Bond targets like that. I'm going to go ahead and put the Silverguard here. That way, if he wants to Healing Mystic onto this tile, then I get free shot at the Mystic. And that just gives me access to multiple tiles here. If I get to keep either of these, then I can early Ironcliff. So perhaps I should have actually put the Silverguard here for a better chance at wrapping into Ironcliff, but it's fine. What's going on here? I've returned. I missed any chat in the time, but well, we'll worry about that later. Alright, I've already got largely what I need here, but I can just play both of those and call that good, although Gold Vitriol is actually... Healing Mystic is a bit of a detriment. So let's go ahead and ramp up. Gotta play around Holy Immolation and Sunstrike. Alright, EMP will be good if I survive long enough. And I'm gonna start trying to break that artifact here. Still looking for those Sunblooms. Well, those are gray right now, but I also have skips. Double Vitriol! Obnoxious! Alright, 2 Divine Bonds is a bit overkill. And that's a liability right now. So I guess trying to break those artifacts and lock them down. Which hopefully lock them down, give me access to EMP. Actually, I guess I should have held off. Instead of trying to go face there, I should have just tried to hold off for the EMP, but that's okay. May not be worth the EMP this turn. Well, that works for me. No zeal, but yeah, now let's get another Ironcliff down. Alright, so let's okay, well that artifact needs to break. So right. Let's see here. 5, 6. Alright, so let's buff this, do a little extra damage. Let's continue to lock him down, and now I'm going to back away to continue trying to play around both Sunstrike and Holy Immolation a bit here. Not really able to play around Holy, but that does mean he needs a low drop to Holy if he wants to. So I could have put the Ironcliff here to prevent that, but oh well. if he isn't able to clean this up, like I can burst him down real hard here. Got holy, that was expected, but that means he... Oh, well, I believe that is game. Let's see, 2 Divine Bonds is better than... Okay, hold on, math. Alright. 10, 20, 23 from 2 Divine Bonds, or 13. Okay, you actually get 1 more damage off of the Afterblaze, so good to know. Alright, so Afterblaze, come on up, Divine Bond, roar for the overkill. And that's what this deck does. Math was important. Oh, hold on. I think I actually did my math wrong. You get 4, 5, 6. You get a net 6 bonus. Oh well, math was wrong, but I had enough. I, for some reason, was thinking I was going to get 8 bonus. Devil Divine Bond was more damage, but didn't matter. It was enough either way. I'm just bad at math. Do you ever tank a hit of Cliff to avoid a double bond? Not usually, since Holy Immolation / Sunstrike / Mystic are usually played alongside it. I happen to be playing a budget deck without IMO / Strike, so that wasn't an option, but normally, no, I would not tank a hit. Too risky. Alright, so moving right along on to Banar. So this deck has a lot of neat tricks. So we've got Infiltrate and Wailing Overdrive, which you need to be on your opponent's side of the board for. So we accomplish that by locking them down with Frigid Corona, dropping an airdrop there right at the start, or zoning them with walls and whatnot. Aside from that, we also have the Red Steel Minos, Cryptographer, Blood package, a healthy amount of control, and some very strong mid-range picks. And then, speaking of Luminous Charge, we've got Luminous Charge, which is strong on its own, but is extra deadly when combined with the Strength Squad. Another potentially long queue time here. Ooh, pop-ups. Oh, okay, I'll go put the good face skin on. Jeez. There you go. It just came out of a random orb. I never remember that I have it. Or crate, or whatever you call it. That's the idea.
Banar versus Lionheart.
Alright. So, Protosensor is a great opening play. Sunsteels are a great follow-up play, but two of them probably a bit much. We do want Chromatic Cold for this matchup, so we'll open with the Sensor to deny the Globe, which will then be able to likely take the Globe for our turn 2 Defender, and we can sort of curve out from there. Now this is a pretty good hand. Curve into Defender, transition to Charge, potentially combo. Alright, the reason I held on to Chromatic Cold is Zarian in particular is known for getting a massive attack boost, so you want to be able to, from that, exactly, from Sunforged Lancers, you want to be able to dispel that if that happens. I think I'll hold on to that as well, so we will ramp up. Where do I want to play this? I do want to keep it a little bit safe here. Let's put it here. That way he can't just close enough to be in the action, but not so close as to just die. And we're still pretty happy with the rest of our hand here. Another Sunforged Lancer. Actually going to do something a little weird here. Well, maybe not. That's probably not the best of ideas here. Let's see, what are our options? Alright, so we can clear one of these. Yeah, alright, I think that's the play. Alright. Can dispel it. Dispel her later. Now I have the choice of protecting myself by backing off, or tanking the hit and keeping Sunsteel safe. I think I'm going to opt to keep Sunsteel safe. And now, depending on what happens, if I can get her field clear, I'll lock her down with Luminous into a Scorn. If not, I'll probably get a Wailing Overdrive play. But we'll see what happens here. Bendered. Okay, well, didn't Bender the Sunsteel, so happy about that. Is he gonna run away? That's surprising. Okay, nice. Got it. That's more than I expected. Yeah, so what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to... I wish I had one more mana, but alas, I do not. However, I could still opt to face tank things. No, not a good way to do that. So I can do an overdrive play, which is nice, but not ideal. And I can try to clean up. Or set up Luminous, but now let's back off. We'll go for the overdrive play here. And I'll force him into a reactive position. I can transition into this stuff later. I can always, if I can survive to 9 mana, then I can always combo those together at the same turn too. So yeah, now I'm just backing off, biding my time. Well, at least that means I'm not having to take the face shot from her, so that's good. I have a lot of healing sources either. I mean, gonna be, unless she has a Sunbloom in hand now, like she's gonna be pretty gonna lose if she tries to face tank that. Like he's gonna face tank it. Wow. I at least want to wait till 7 mana to try and combo those together. So I think right now, but at the same time, it'd be nice if I could kill him. Hold on. Let's see here. 2, 3, 1 short there. Let's just bide my time. And again, perhaps Luminous Charge is a good idea just to keep the pressure on here. Oh, well, that'll do it. Keep it simple, I guess. There we go. Just replaced into a little bit extra. face tanking that Wailing Overdrive twice! Even for Zirian's a little bit extreme there. Alright, so now it's a matter of, do I want to play the Songhai deck? Probably should. I'll play it as if I own all the stuff, which I don't know if I do. If not, I may just have to call that a night. Okay, it's just the key beholders that I'm missing. Okay, I can craft those. Alright, so this is just sort of a good stuff Riva deck. We've got a healthy amount of spells, which give us some ways to proc 4 Winds, Chakri or Blood Rage, which can just push out a lot of damage. Lots of ways to do out-of-hand burst. A little bit of card advantage with Kotatsu, Mind Cage Oni, and Twin Strike, and between Twin Strike and Thunder Bomb, we've also got a little bit of AoE. Lots of ways to abuse Riva's BBS or transition into a Geomancer build. And Dust Rigger has some uses, but it's not great by any means. It's not terrible though. I mean, backstab's a cool keyword. It also, it provides free spells, and I mean, it does do Mechazor. It's just a bit awkward.
Versus Magmar.
Alright. Bit early for the Geomancer, but we do only have the one of. But do we want... No, in this matchup, Ragnar does have a little bit of trouble getting to the Heartseekers anyways, so let's go for the Heartseeker plan. We'll probably just use Blood Rage Mask as our opener. I would prefer a different opener. Okay, well, I wanted that, but nah. Ah, Chakri. Chakri's a perfect opener. This is a good hand. Got a good opener. We've got lots of spell proc and a hand refill. Oh, even the Mist Dragon too. Well, going. This is working. Alright, but now it's a question of, do I want to try to do... No. Do I want to try to aggro? Alright, well, let's take this. And let's put this on. Nah, let's play a little bit safe still. Because I want him to... Okay, so we get... Oh, he goes to 3 right after the Mist Dragon, doesn't he? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, let's just go for it. Just take the aggro approach here. It's a lot of damage. Alright, I want to stay out of range of the raptor. But I do want to be able to contest globes, so let's come to right here. That way I'm out of range of everything, but I can get next to a globe should I wish to. don't quite understand who opens top in 2018. I don't know. So, I mean, he's got to deal with that. If he trades with the Raptor, I can ping it off, no problem, which will continue doing Blood Rage, Pain, and I can get a Heartseeker out. If Heartseeker lives through a turn, then I can Killing Edge it. Lots of options. Well, that does actually complicate the situation, though, because now it's a matter of which egg do I want to get rid of. I probably want to get rid of the Ripper more than I do the Raptor. Now, do I try to mind game with the Oni, or do I save it for later? Let's save it for later. Well, okay, I know I want to kill that, and I know I need to get out of the general's range. So I think let's just pull back to right here. Just keep it simple. I'm going to replace the cage. I know I'm going to run out of resources here, but hopefully I can just aggro him to death here. If that Heartseeker lives to the turn, it's gonna hurt. I don't like going towards the bottom. I like playing towards the top. He's just doing his best to break that Blood Rage because it's done a lot of damage. Likely can answer the Heartseeker, but we'll see what happens here. He can't. He's going to be in for some hurt, but... Well, not all Ragnaros decks play Lava Lasher and Macandra. Most still do, but not all of them do. Hatching just to break. Oh, is he going to break the mask, or is he going to kill the Heartseeker? He's going for the Heartseeker. I think I'm going to try to hold on to these Killing Edges, just for some nastiness. Twin Strike is also an option. Not a good one because too risky. Alright, so I know I want to break this egg. And then let's go ahead and just key beholder this and stay still. Now I'm going to lose the Blood Rage Mask, whatever. But if that key beholder manages to survive for a turn, he's going to be in for a bad time. Alright, yep. Finally broke that mask. And now I might be able to get some decent use out of the Twin Strike. Dreadnought! You don't see that very often. Okay, movement in the use of that Twin Strike. They just have to double Killing Edge and try to aggro him down. Looks like that's my best bet here. Likely I can get just enough spells with my BBS to finish him off there. Of course, Ragnar is also very bursty, and he may be able to finish me off here, but doing what we can do here. Let's see, 4, 5, 6. Can find another 1 mana spell. We could kill him just with Magi procs. But he does have to answer that, which means that's time he's not spending killing me. It's going to be a close game. Or if I could find an inner focus, I could give Rush to the Mind Cage Oni, but let's see, what does this thing's line up like? Okay, so I've got Godatsu, inner focus. I've used one, used one, used one. So I have 6 cards in deck that could give me game with 4 Winds Magi. That would also give me game. Alright, I'll replace the Mind Cage Oni. It is... I mean, if I draw an inner focus, I can use it just with Arcane Heart for game. Well, can I draw Out of Hand Burst as Songhai? I cannot draw Out of Hand Burst as Songhai. Ah, humorous. Will I live through the turn? I mean, I can. I corner myself in. Let's see. So let's say 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, man, I may be able to live through the turn still. Quite a few cards in deck. Like if I could have drawn, a Thunderbomb, an Inner Focus. Well, any of the 1 mana spells, a Thunderbomb, Geomancer, another Blood Range Mask, Cryptographer. So many ways to get lethal. I just didn't happen. Just didn't happen. Not quite over yet, but it's probably over. Because I'm going to get cornered here. And once I'm cornered, of course, if he doesn't corner me, I may be able to kill him with the Magi. But that feels a bit unlikely. Give me an egg. Oh, right, but an egg I can't kill because of Dreadnought, because Dreadnought's so fancy. I'm going to lose because I can't kill the egg because of Dreadnought. So weird. Like, that card never sees play. Wow. I have lethal in hand, but I'm cornered. And I had to corner myself, because if I didn't, then I would have just died to what he had on board. Can I? Well, no. Yeah, can't. It doesn't matter. Very close game. But mostly just, Riva has a lot of inner focus, killing edge tricks, and she really likes to do them with just her Bloodborne spell in general. Alright, seppuku time! Let's die to an egg! Oh, man. Oh. Well, very, very close game. Let's see, I had 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, there were at least 12 cards left in the deck. There were at least 12 cards left in the deck that would have gotten me game. But that's okay. Lost to Dreadnought. But alright, so yeah, that's the budget series. Just, strong decks despite being all about 2,000 or less spirit. I've written down some upgrade paths for them as well. This is a moderately decent example of how to pilot them. At least gives you a decent idea, so you're not going in blind. But thanks for stopping by, everyone. But I gotta head out for the evening. It was certainly a humorous loss to end on. Statistically unlikely too, but that's okay. All right. Well,